I'm gonna hold our spot.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to make sure we're not below.
Come here, baby! Wow! That was right there!
You watching? Can you see?
Big get dropped.
That's when we came out here for, guys.
Call me lucky, I don't care.
There you go, right there. 5 pounds. Look at that one. That's the one I need right now. Bingo. Got it in. Biggest bass of the week. That's a half right there.
Welcome everyone to the General Tire Post-Game Show.
We're gonna go around to the other side.
This is the BMW Trailer Hitches Stage 1 Toledo Bend, presented by Power Pole. Let me hear you guys get loud. 80 anglers started at the beginning of this competition. They both had to go through 2 qualifying rounds. Out of the qualifying rounds, there were 40 guys. We cut it down to the top 10. 20 people faced off in the knockout round. The top 10 from there came to the championship round. We cleaned out the score tracker. They started from ground to 0, and these guys were fighting for the big money. One guy walking away with $100,000. We're going to bring him up. He is the reigning Fishing Clash Angler of the Year. He had 28 pounds, 11 ounces. Big fish was 4 pounds, 5 ounces, 10 scoreable bass. Let's welcome up favorite fishing. It's Matt Becker! Matt, a long competition. The cut line changed to the top 10. You had to perform every single day in the qualifying rounds to even make it to the knockout round. Made it to the championship day, but today, a little stumble, but still put yourself in some great money.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, we had that fog delay this morning, and I kind of laid out on the boat and took a little nap, and I think it took me all day to wake up because I was just never around anything today. We were just out there kind of floating around, and man, this lake changed a bunch today. That was the really weird thing, is the bait moved, the fish moved with the bait, and it took me really all day to kind of relocate some fish. Caught a few in the third period, but it was just too little too late. But regardless, super happy to kick the season off with a top 10.
You know, came into the Bass Pro Tour last year, walk away with the big angler of the year, and you know, fishing the tackle warehouse. That to get a season started out here in a top 10 and good points placement, man, you got to be proud.
Yeah, you know, like I said yesterday, coming into this event, I felt a little rusty and a little rushed getting everything ready for the season. So to kick off with some momentum, knock the rust off a little bit, and get back into the swing of things, and you know, I'm super pumped about that, and you know, just ready to get back rolling, and you know, just getting out there and catching bass. I mean, it's so much fun. This is an incredible lake. You guys who live here, you guys are really lucky. I mean, this is one of my favorite lakes now, you know, that's just full of big bass, you know, 3 to 5 pound range, and man, they eat that Yamamoto scope shad, so that was a lot of fun.
You know, let's talk about your setup, what you found in practice, the equipment you're using that really helped set up the game to get it to the championship round.
Yeah, you know, I came down here in December before the off limits and kind of looked around, and that's really when I fell in love with it, with just all the bass that were following the bait fish, and that's the way that I really like to fish, just using my forward-facing sonar, scanning around and throwing a little Damiki rig with a Yamamoto scope shad. I was using a couple different colors, kind of depending on the water clarity and the conditions. You know, Becker's Grape Juice is the color I designed for that clear water. It's kind of a purplish shad looking color. That's available only at fishusa.com. So if you guys want to check that out, you can head over there and check that out. Using a white one, a chartreuse one, a couple different colors, like I said, but really it was all about finding the bait fish. And you know, the cool thing about this tournament is those bait fish moved every day. So where I caught them the first day of qualifying, there's nothing there right now. Where I caught them the second day of qualifying, there's nothing there. Where I caught them yesterday, completely vanished on me today. So it was kind of figuring out each day, and hats off to the guys who caught them every single day. I mean, it's really impressive, but it's really just a testament to this lake.
You know, one time you at an event, you gave me some Scott flip-flops, and I think you got some stuff to maybe throw out in the crowd with this fine folks out here.
Yeah, so one of my new sponsors this year is Suzuki. So I hooked up with Suzuki this year. We got a few koozies and a few other sunglass holders to hand out. So who wants some koozies?
Oh, you gotta get louder than that. Who wants the free stuff? Let's hear it one more time for Matt Becker. Coming up next, he finished the knockout round
You're gonna
and
have to
10
lose
moves
that
up one
jacket.
position, finds himself in ninth.
A new area, you know. I just picked the biggest creek on this side of the lake, and I was like, I'm just gonna start in there, and just went riding around, and I found a big wad of bait, and all of a sudden I just started seeing fish, and I was like, oh Lord, this is fixing to get good. Well, it was all catfish. I caught me about 10 of them in a row, but moved off them a little ways and finally found some bass, and yeah, you know, I had a first, you know, good couple first
Let's
periods,
move
but I
back
knew I
over
wasn't
here.
gonna get the win in there. You know, Dustin was.
What you got?
The guy that did, you know, it was an absolute grind out there at times. So
There we go.
I think
Go up there. Take your hat off. Okay, y'all gonna dance, huh?
clean over a 200-pound day.
You know, let's talk about it. A lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of sponsors.
Yep, there's a drone. Yeah, wait a minute.
Hours away, not 20 minutes up the road. Give those thank yous you deserve.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way it goes on this lake, ain't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
no
you know,
doubt.
those fish just move around so much.
Yeah, you're around
I mean-
them one day and you're not the next.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
I mean, like I thought it was kind of interesting watching the announcers talk about it, how the fish are moving. So I'm like, that's Toledo Bend.
Oh, for
They're
sure.
here one day, gone the next day.
It's phenomenal.
That's the way it's
Where I
been.
found them yesterday,
Yeah.
that they moved out of there yesterday, like overnight. It blows my mind.
I heard somebody say that, you know, oh, the fish that I was fishing the day before, it was a quarter mile, half mile down the lake or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that checks out. You know how that is, though, man.
For sure.
Hey, man. But hey, at least you got some money.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
right.
if it paid much, but.
It's pretty not bad paid.
I was telling my wife about, you know, pays up the 20th position, you know, 10,000, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that might be an entry fee, but I don't even know. I mean, I don't know the
Entries are
logistics.
like 56 or something like that.
I'm like, I don't know what the logistics behind all y'all's stuff is, but I'm like, that 10,000 probably doesn't stretch very far, and then at least you got a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it depends on how good these are. You know, most time they take care of all that good stuff and travel.
I've
and
just
all that.
assumed that, you know, y'all probably still have to pay for something, like
Every now
even
and then,
with
for sure.
lures and stuff like that. Like y'all might get a deep discount or something like that.
Yeah.
But I bet y'all still go.
Yeah, I mean, there's lures that, you know, we're not sponsored by that we have to pay for.
Oh yeah, exactly. What were you catching? I mean, if you want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
no, it's a B&M vertical shad.
Okay, the vertical
Yeah, it's just a little thread fin bait. Man, looks just like a thread fin.
I was sponsored by V&M for a short time. When I first got back from Fort Hood, I was going to start tournament fishing again, so I got in contact with them, but I just ended up not getting into it. Now she's telling me that we're getting into tournament fishing.
There you go.
So
That's what I'm talking about. It's going to be fun.
I've kind of chilled out on the bass fishing for a while. I started, like I was talking about yesterday, or no, Friday.
Yeah.
I started guiding for carp and buffalo. That's what I've been focusing on. But now I'm like, all right, if that's what you want to do, honey, we'll do it.
That's it.
All right, man.
That's right. Well, good. Well, look,
Hey.
keep catching a bunch of big fish, all right? Set some more records. That's so awesome. Good to talk to you,
Hey,
man.
Huh? Well, thank you for doing that. I just saw the opportunity to chit chat with him. You want your jacket back on? You want my jacket back on? Stop it. Hey, Drew.
Yeah,
Man, I was rooting for you.
I really appreciate that,
I was like rookie guy coming in, you know, and then, you know, hey, you did a good job though.
I appreciate that. It was an awesome tournament.
So, this is your first time on this lake, right? What's your honest, no BS opinion on the lake?
On the lake, it's got more 3 to 5. Like I've watched the lake through my sonar all week long. It has more 3 to 5 pounders than any other lake in the entire country.
All right.
It's
I was just wondering, I mean, like, us guys that have been out here forever have seen it when it was like, I remember back in 08, stuff like that, when it was at its peak. And believe it or not, as good as you like this lake, it is nothing like what it used to be. And it's a totally different fishery, simply based off of, as you guys saw this week, it's offshore fishery right now. And where it used to be grass, you fished grass, always fished grass, and you just flipping grass. And I remember back in the day, drop that 12-inch worm down there, pick it up, Nope, nothing there. Drop him next hole. There he is.
That's fun stuff.
Yeah, it is. And
It's full of fish, but the issue is like it's also full of cover. And so when the fish want to get away from you on a place like this, they can get away from you.
well, I mean, as you saw, these fish move so much.
So like I was fishing this week, all the fish I was fishing for were oriented, even though they weren't in the timber, they were around the timber. It's because that timber holds the population.
Exactly.
But whenever they want to get in the timber and just disappear in the woods, they can disappear in the woods.
I mean, that's honestly the way. Like that right there is what it was. Ellie, if you didn't want to, if you didn't want to fish grass, that's what you were doing, fishing timber. And so now there's not as much grass as there used to be.
Yeah.
I don't understand why there's not as much grass on this side of the lake as on the Texas side.
And the Texas side has more tributaries, but really that's the only thing I can think of. It just has more inflow, but I don't know. I mean, it goes in cycles. Do they spray it all here?
Bro, they will deny it, but yes. And that's what happened to the lake.
The homeowner spray, or is it
No,
the government?
it's SRA. Sabine River Authority, they'll deny it, but they did. Those of us that were on the lake all the time and like 2008 to 2012, we saw the boats.
Oh, thank you, man. You have a good week.
But yeah, there's certain places where they'll spray from the bridges. Negrete Creek, back in Negrete Creek, there's a bridge going back that way. During the summertime, you can be out there, and all the vegetation around the bridge is dead. I mean, it looks like that concrete right there, like no color whatsoever to it. And it's like you can't tell me that that's natural. And the SRA, they'll deny it all day long. No, it was the drought. Yeah, the drought had a big, significant, hard impact. But But yeah, I mean, it's coming back, but it's gonna be another 5 years or so for everything going perfectly. It's gonna be about another 5 years. But no, she informed me that we're about to start getting into competitive bass fishing. I stopped doing that like 10 years ago, but now, I mean.
Let's hear one more time for Justin Brown.
Yeah, you signed. I don't know if you noticed or not earlier, but you signed her world records.
What?
She's got 3 world records, and then her sister, my younger daughter, she's got a pending world record for bass. So she's got one for common carp, for buffalo, and for bowfin. It kind of helps that I'm a carp and buffalo guide out here. So I'm the only one on the lake. And so maybe she had a little head start on that. But her record, it's length record, 27 inches. Her biggest is 39, 26
That's
pounds.
wild.
Her biggest redfish is 39 inches. And she's 7.
That's almost as big as the biggest redfish I've ever caught.
It's bigger than my PB. But I don't focus on myself anymore. When we're fishing, they're catching.
I'm gonna be honest, man. If I was this close to the ocean, I'd spend more time on the salt.
Well, I went to college at Nicholls State University. Yeah. And so when we were down there, we stayed on the beach all the time.
Gotcha.
And I didn't. And actually, if I had known at the time, her 39-inch redfish, the 40-inch, mine's 39. Her 40-inch redfish would be a record.
Thank you.
I talked to your dad a little bit. Good talking to him. Good story, man. Good to see you.
Right.
Yeah, it was a fun week, man. It's super special.
Can you try? Hey, take the jacket off so you can hold
Big
it.
area. We're watching you take on that rough water.
If you can go get his attention.
Housing or
Sure. She's looking for Sheffield. She's just lost, like, where, who? But yeah, that's one of her world record certificates.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
For what?
That one's for bowfin.
Oh.
She's got one for common carp and for buffalo. And then her sister, her younger sister has a pending record for largemouth bass.
Oh.
So,
How big?
They're in inches. It's the inches, the length records. So, the largemouth, it was a 4-pounder. I don't remember the exact because it's measured in centimeters.
Yeah.
Oh. And But yeah, she like I said, she's got 3 records now. Hey, let's see. We might be able to find something to do with that. Here, you want your jacket back on?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you, guys. Hey, likewise. Oh, I'm glad I'm here, man, so you can do that. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Hey, how are you? Awesome. What's your name? Lily? Nice to meet you, Lily. I'm Mark.
She's got
Your
a.
sister?
She's gonna have you sign one of her records, world records.
Oh, whoa.
And Lily actually has a pending world record.
No way.
Yep. Jasmine has 3, and Lily is waiting on her first one to be approved.
What did you catch a world record of?
I got a bowfin.
A bowfin.
And a carp.
And a carp too.
And a smallmouth
Wow. Is that right? Hey, I like both.
We kind of, yeah. I went to college at Nickel State, and I studied gar and bowfin specifically.
Yeah.
She actually had a pending world record, an alligator gar, but it got beat out by 10 pounds.
Wow. That's so cool.
But yep.
You're too young to have world records.
She's
That is
7.
cool.
She's 7 and she's 6.
And got world records, man. Both of them. That's dope. That is awesome. Well, look.
What's yours in?
What was your world record? What did you catch?
Do you remember?
A bass?
Yep.
How big was it? Let me see. Show me.
Oh, she's looking at me like.
Oh, that's your orange.
Hold on.
Do you remember?
She cold.
Yeah.
She said I'm a little bit chilly. Oh, that big.
Actually, that's about accurate. Oh.
Somebody again, you gotta have them out here. It keeps growing.
It got chilly right here.
Oh, it did, for sure. How you
Either
doing,
that
brother?
or you sit there and you
Right
go,
on,
it was
man.
longer than I am tall.
All right, guys. So that's going to be it for the MLF tournament. We met who we could. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Wheeler. I think there was a couple other guys that we didn't get to see. But that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, apparently me and Jasmine are going to start doing tournaments. So see y'all on the next one. Bye.
Hard fought battle today. Oh yeah, it was a good one.
Here, let me see that.
Here, Jasmine. Lily, let's get out of the room.
Hey, do you mind a signature right quick? We were actually looking for you down there.
No problem.
That's her world record that we've been trying to get a bunch of signatures on everybody. Yeah, you met my buddy Devin Thursday, I think it was.
Oh,
signed a rod for him. That's my fishing partner right there.
He's a good dude.
That's my
really
fishing.
good guy.
His trolling motor broke on his boat, and we went and bought him a trolling motor, gave it to him for Christmas. Because he takes me and her out, and we're about to start. She told me that we're about to start competitive bass fishing again. Lily, you want him to sign your hat?
I think she already got him.
Oh, that's right, because y'all were up there at the stage, and me and Jasmine was.
I say, little bit here knows how to push her way to the front.
She's on. She's ahead.
She has a
hat. She's like ready to roll.
she has a pending.
Several times she just disappeared, and I'm like, where'd she go?
She has a pending world record for largemouth.
Really?
And Jasmine has 3 world records already. And
3 world records?
that's what she just signed, was a world record.
For what?
Well, she's got one for bowfin, for common carp, and for smallmouth buffalo. It's kind of cheating. I'm a buffalo and carp guide. I'm the only one on the lake. And then Lily, we were fishing for white bass below the spillway, and she got about a 4-pound largemouth, but they're all by length. It's length records, because hardly anybody thinks about length records.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I think it was 20 inches, 21 inches, something like that. Wow. So, but yeah, y'all might hear it all the time, but y'all actually have inspired a lot of people. I used to bass fish out here competitively 10 years ago, but I kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
But if I'm going fishing, she's right there with me. And so with y'all coming out here and doing these tournaments and stuff, she's been watching y'all, and she's like, Daddy, we gonna start bass fishing. All right. All right, honey. So that's it. I gotta ditch the kayaks and get a real boat, and me and her are gonna start fishing.
And the canoe.
Well, yeah, canoe.
I'm in the same boat.
Well, I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, but I got bored of bass fishing.
Yeah.
Growing up out here, and now she's wanting to bass fish, so that's what we're gonna start doing.
There you go, my man.
All right, guys, so we did end up tracking down Wheeler. So as you guys just saw, we kind of ambushed him in his truck. But yeah, so that's gonna be it officially. We are headed home. We're heading up the hill to, in case you have never been here before, the pavilion's way down there, and we still got all the way up there to that street light. There's a parking lot, so there's plenty of parking out here. That's the main reason why the professional tournaments like Bassmaster, MLF, all those guys come here, because there's plenty of parking, and it's kind of central to the lake. But yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.
Can't even tell. He's gonna come from jump. Watch out.
So welcome to my show. Everybody grab your fishing pole.
That's a two.
Come now, let's go.